SusterenTech.com.
Are we about to see a prominent businesswoman, a former CEO, throw her hat into the GOP presidential ring? Well, there are new signs that former Hewlett-Packard CEO Carly Fiorina may soon announce a 2016 run. And Carly Fiorina joins us, so naturally I'm going to try to, first of all, welcome Carly.
Thanks.
And, of course, now I'm going to try to get the answer out of you. You going to run?
Well, I'm giving it very serious consideration. I think I bring different experience to the table, different perspective, and a different voice.
Why do you want to be president? I mean, to me, it's like the last job I want.
Well, look, I think that much of the experience that I have equips me to make complex decisions. I've been in and around the world for a very long time, know most of the world leaders that are now being talked about. But mostly I want to be president because I think if I choose to do this, and I haven't made that decision, because I think we are crushing the potential of this nation. And this should be the American century. But so much of what policies and politicians are doing is making it too hard for Americans to fulfill their potential. And as we saw from this tragic attack in Paris, it's not just that we're crushing the potential of Americans, but the world is a sadder and more dangerous place without American leadership, and America is not leading today in the world.
You bring up Paris, so let me bring up the topic that sort of captivated a lot of us. Should the president have gone or not?
Well, at the very least, he should have sent someone very close to him, Michelle, the vice president, the Secretary of State. But honestly, it's just inconceivable to me that the president wasn't even aware, apparently, that this event was being planned so that he would have a conversation with his staff about whether or not he should go or someone else should go.
So is that staff failing? I mean,
no, it's not a staff. I mean, if you turn on the television, you knew this was going to happen.
So you don't buy it that the staff never told him?
I find it inconceivable that the president wasn't aware that this was going to happen and that he had a decision to make. On the other hand, we've heard over and over again this president say that he found out by reading the paper, he found out by watching television. So I don't know. I just find his apparent ignorance of what's going on around him quite stunning, and obviously he is failing as a chief executive.
All right. Let me go back to the presidential question. You've been to Iowa or New Hampshire in the last 6 months?
Well, I have, because I formed a super PAC effort to tap the potential of women in a grassroots effort called Unlocking Potential. We worked very hard to help elect Joni Ernst and Cory Gardner. We worked hard to elect Scott. We failed there, but yes, I've been to Iowa and New Hampshire a lot.
Well, that's always sort of the tip, is who's making calls and who's dropping in on New Hampshire and Iowa.
I also went to Texas and Illinois and Florida and Kansas. I've been a lot of places helping candidates.
All right, well, if you do announce, I sure hope you don't forget us here on the record.
I will never forget you, Greta.
We always go pounding after all the candidates, so I hope you'll come back.
I certainly will.
Thanks
for having me.